If you're struggling to get your recordings to sound the way you want, stick around and learn what the pros do.
Kevin's talking about tracks.
Today, I would like to introduce you to the 4 T's of recording. They are time, tuning, tone, and taste. Now, why are these important? First of all, if you follow these 4 guidelines, your recordings will immediately sound way better. Also, if you're mixing, you won't have to rely so much on quantizing, pitch correction, or going down the EQ rabbit hole to try to make things sound good. There's no greater joy than sitting down to mix a song that already sounds good because it was well recorded. Now let's dive a little deeper into what these mean and how to apply them. Time is the most important of them all. Time is everything. I would rather listen to a song that's a little bit out of tune but has great time than a song that is perfectly in tune but the timing is terrible. Think about it. First time you hear a song, before you know the words, before you know what to sing along with, what do? You move to it. That's the time, that's the rhythm, that's the groove, that's the infectious basis of the track. And this goes for any genre. Now, there are instances where time can be manipulated. Solo classical musician, folk singer, singing a song by themselves with a guitar, they can move time on their own to create a mood. But if you're in a band or you're building a track, you better be in time with all the other instruments. I could go into more detail about the manipulation of time within an ensemble for the sake of creating groove, but for now, let's just keep it simple. Play in time, everyone will thank you. So how do we do this? We can practice and or record using a metronome. If I'm building a track and I'm using MIDI drums, I will oftentimes build the drum track first and then I'll play all the live instruments over top of it so that I can create the proper feel while still playing in time. In a band setting, it's important that the band play together. Practice until you're tight. Is a metronome required to achieve this? Not at all. Some of the greatest bands ever never played with a metronome and they still sounded amazing. Time is relative, and when you're in a band, at that moment, you're a family and families move together. Play in time. Tuning is also greatly important, and you can also mess with it depending on the genre. Some genres call for things to be perfectly in tune, sometimes to the point of feeling unrealistic, unhuman, sometimes to great effect, and sometimes just because it sounds more beautiful when it's in tune. But there are other genres that allow for some leniency. You don't ever want to be so out of tune that it's painful for the listener, unless you're an avant garde artist, and that's what you're going for. But sometimes being a little bit out of tune here and there, it can add an element of humanity, but it also can sound really cool. And it can just be a vibe that you're going for, and that's okay. But at the end of the day, what you're really looking for is a great performance. And that includes being in time and being in tune. Tone is an interesting category because there has been endless debate over what is considered great tone, what is considered bad tone. There are some tones that are agreed upon by most people as being really great. David Gilmour, great guitar tone. Adele, Chris Stapleton, incredible vocal tone. But when I think of tone, I think of it in the context of what fits the track. Does a raunchy fuzz guitar make the track? Does some synth noise add an element that the track was missing? Or am I looking for pristine strings, perfectly recorded vocals, the soaring guitar solo through the right guitar amp pedal setup? There's a lot of subjectivity in this, but what I can say quantitatively is that if you have good gear and you know how to use it, you're going to get great tones. I've heard some people add technique to this list. That to me falls under the same category as tone. If you have good technique, you're going to get good tone. And lastly, taste. Taste is how you hear music and what you think is necessary for a track. If it's a song, maybe read the lyrics before putting anything down so you understand what musical language needs to be added or omitted. Taste is about being selfless. It's about leaving your ego at the door and honoring the song. It's about being able to shred over a death metal track, but not doing that because you're playing on a ballad about love. Remove yourself from the equation and honor the song. Hopefully, these tips have been helpful. If you play in time, in tune, with good tone, and you're tasteful about it, you'll have no problem producing, recording, and playing great songs. Please comment below and let me know what areas you have found important to focus on that have helped you make better recordings. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and happy tracking.